space station just passed over the southern tip of Argentina, now back out over the southern Atlantic Ocean, just about to cross the Terminator line, the line that runs across the Earth's surface between night and day. Great view of Dragon as it is inside 100 meters now, approaching that 30-meter hold point. Should be just about 14 minutes or so until it arrives at 30 meters, at which point it's going to hold again. And then teams down here on the ground, both in Houston and out at Hawthorne, will do one more check of the vehicle before giving the go for the crew to send the command to have it continue on to its final stopping point at just about 10 meters away. Commander Terry Roach taking the opportunity to snap a couple of shots of Dragon as it continues this approach.
All right, Terry and Sam. So Dragon is ready to proceed to the capture point. You can expect approach to resume shortly.
Okay, thanks.
So while we are out of video comm, here's a quick overlay of the path Dragon has taken on this final approach day towards the International Space Station. A number of height adjustment burns done to finally raise the spacecraft's altitude up towards this final capture point. The integrated ops coming at 2.5 kilometers. The keep out sphere you can see drawn around the station, that 200-meter area around the vehicle that the Dragon spacecraft entered at right about 4:46 a.m. Central Time this morning, just a little over 30 minutes ago. Right now, though, Dragon at that 30-meter hold should be leaving momentarily.
Station on 2 for rendezvous.
Go ahead.
All right, as you've probably noticed, Dragon has begun approach from 30 meters. Please monitor per step 5 and 1.102.
Okay, copy that, and we see it moving in closer.
Roger.
And so getting the confirmation, Dragon now departing that 30-meter point on its final approach towards the International Space Station. It's going to be stopping one last time at just about 10 meters, which is the capture point. At that moment in time, the crew will be able to reach out with the station's robotic arm once they get a go from the teams down here in Mission Control Houston. Everything marching towards, again, that scheduled capture time just about 33 minutes from now at 6 a.m. Central Time, 7 a.m. Eastern. Should be arriving at that capture point in about 16 minutes or so, at which point we'll have reacquired video communication with the International Space Station. And this just a quick animation again of what we're going to be looking for. The robotic arm will be reaching out, grappling with the vehicle before the control of the robotic arm gets handed off to the teams down here in Houston, who are ultimately going to rotate the arm, maneuver the vehicle, and attach it to that Earth-facing side of Harmony.
Vehicle size matches the outline, and it's not offset. Like I said, the circle is right in the center of the quarter.
And reacquiring video with the space station. Here inside the cupola, you can see NASA astronaut Scott Kelly getting some images of the vehicle as it is now very close, just a couple of minutes away from that capture point of just 10 meters away from the space station. And you can see just how close it is, lining up perfectly with the space station's robotic arm poised there, just the bottom of your screen. And getting some great views of the vehicle from a number of external cameras on the station as it's slowly approaching. Again, that capture point should be there in just a minute or two, at which point it's going to park for the final time. And then the crew will be given the go to reach out with the Canadarm2, which you can see there in view. The Dragon spacecraft lining up with it Samantha, Chris Ferretti inside the cupola going to be primed for this robotic operation coming up in just a couple of minutes or so. Everything on track for that grapple time, targeted at right at about 6 a.m. Central Time this morning. And this is a view from that robotic arm. You can see the grapple fixture on the Dragon spacecraft clearly in view there right in the center. And we'll stand by for the next minute or so for confirmation that the vehicle has arrived at that capture point just 10 meters away from the space station.
Station on 2 for rendezvous.
Go ahead, David.
Right, Terry, so we see Dragon at the CP hold. Can you please confirm that per step 6 and 1.102?
Okay, step 6 is in work. We'll give you a report here shortly.
And so the team radioing up, they are seeing Dragon at that capture point, so just 10 meters away now. Terry Vards and Samantha Chris Ferretti going to confirm before Chris Ferretti takes the wheel and is able to maneuver that robotic arm out to grapple with the vehicle.
Houston, the capture conditions are confirmed and we're ready for Dragon capture. Ready for step 4.
Copy that. Stand by for capture. And just for your essay, we expect that to take us about 5 or 6 minutes. So stand by.
So the crew confirming they also see the Dragon vehicle at the capture point just 10 meters away now from the International Space Station. Teams here now doing one final go, no go for capture, at which point they'll give the crew the thumbs up, and Samantha Chris Ferretti will be able to stretch the Canadarm2 out just a couple of meters to capture the vehicle. You can see the Earth darkening in the background as both the Dragon and the International Space Station entering an orbital nighttime. So it's actually going to be nighttime when they're able to grapple with the vehicle. Both spacecraft right now just crossing over the very northern part of China. Going to cross in and out of China and Russia before they head out just over the very northern tip of the Sea of Japan, and then cross out over the Pacific Ocean You can see SpaceX very close now, just about 10 meters away from the space station. And then in just a couple of moments after the teams down here confirm they are good to go, the crew will get the all ready and the go-ahead to begin their robotic arm operations. And ESA astronaut Samantha Chris Reddy will reach out, grapple with the vehicle, and then it'll be just a few hours until Dragon is attached and docked to the International Space Station.
Station on 2 for rendezvous.
Go ahead.
All right. So you are go for capture sequence. Perform step 4 in 1.110 Dragon approach monitoring and capture. And begin monitoring the backaway cue card.
Okay, copy that. Step 4 is in work, and we'll keep an eye on the backaway cue card.
So the crew go for capture. They're going to start working through their procedures. Again, Chris Ferretti, the prime, at the controls for Canadarm2, being backed up by Commander Terry Virts. So that capture should be occurring in the next 10 minutes or so. Chris Ferretti going to be driving the robotic arm towards the SpaceX Dragon vehicle. Dragon still poised there at the capture point, just 10 meters away from the space station. Chris Ferretti should be reaching out with the Canadarm2 any moment now. And you can see the arm now in motion, going to start closing the gap. And Canadarm2 closing in on the grapple fixture on the SpaceX Dragon vehicle, under 5 meters away at this point. ESA astronaut Samantha Chris Ferretti at the controls. Under 4 meters. Under 3 meters. Under 2 meters. Chris Ferretti continuing to close in on capture with Dragon. One meter. Standing by. And we have capture, nominal capture confirmed, coming at 5:55 a.m. Central Time, 6:55 a.m. Eastern, while the station and Dragon fly over the northern Pacific Ocean, just to the east of Japan. So again, capture confirmed. The 6th Dragon resupply spacecraft captured by the crew of Expedition 43, Samantha Chris Ferretti at the controls. The Dragon and its 4,300 pounds of cargo now in the hands of the International Space Station. And a high five there for the successful crew members inside the cupola.
Houston, capture is complete. We are go for post-capture reconfiguration. Samantha did a perfect job grappling Dragon.
Copy and concur. Great job, guys. Congratulations.
Hey, David, is this a good time to take a minute and say a few words?
Certainly, Sam. Go ahead.
Hey, just wanted to say thank you to the folks at SpaceX and you guys in Houston. It's been just amazing, you know, watching the launch, and knowing that it was headed our way, and sure enough, it came knocking at our door, and it was steady as a rock, and we're just very, very happy to have it here. It's exciting to have a new SpaceX dock time frame mission coming up. It's going to be busy, but lots of science, and even coffee is in there, so that's pretty exciting. So again, thanks a lot, and great job to everybody.
Thank you, Sam, and thank you, Terry. There's a bunch of very grateful people on the ground to see this go as smoothly as it's happened today. Nice job.
Yeah, good job, everybody. And pass on to Robo, the lighting conditions were very good with the external lights. Basically, it was not a problem at all. Very good lighting.
And Robo copies, good lesson learned. Thanks. That's great.
And some quick congratulatory words from the crew. The team out in Hawthorne at the SpaceX Mission Control Center, very happy. The Dragon now captured by the International Space Station. Samantha Chris Ferretti was prime at the controls, capture coming at 5:55 a.m. Central Time, 6:55 a.m. Eastern, while both vehicles were flying just over the northern Pacific to the east of Japan. 4,300 pounds of cargo just a few hours away now from being attached to the International Space Station, as control is now going to pass to the robotics officer here in Mission Control Houston, who's going to take over control for the Canadarm2, maneuver it and the vehicle into the docking attitude before the Dragon is able to be attached to the International Space Station. That'll take a couple of hours, but then the crew will be able to open the hatches tomorrow morning, most likely, after all of today's activities. But again, a flawless final approach, dock or capture confirmed at 5:55 a.m. Central Time today. So just to recap real quick before we wrap up our grapple coverage today, that successful grapple with the Canadarm2 coming at 5:55 a.m. Central Time this morning, 6:55 a.m. Eastern. Dragon captured while the station was flying over the northern Pacific to the east of Japan. ESA astronaut Samantha Chris Ferretti using the controls inside the station's cupola to capture Dragon after a flawless final approach today. Again, control now handed over to the teams here in Houston, who